Got our official sponsor, Greenwood Stock Trading. If you want to learn how to make some passive income, some extra money, so you can invest in your future and your kids' future, give them a call for a free 10-minute consultation, 281-760-3170. Go get to the bag. All right, man. We'll talk about Lamar real quick, man, and how deep this situation is. With Lamar Jackson, we're going to discuss the ins and outs real quick. Man, you can check out the NFL Live playlist to hear more. Uh, more NFL or NFL playlists as well too. So I'm just hot right into it. I'm gonna let everybody know we live right now. So be on the podcast too. Don't forget you can hit the link tree and you can hit the link tree, dude, and you can find me on Twitter, Facebook. Shout out to everybody on Facebook who watch me on Facebook live today. Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Also, you can find all the podcasts that it's available on in the morning. It'll be available everywhere, 10 a.m., 11 Eastern Standard Time, 6 a.m. on Anchor, 7 a.m. on Spotify. So make sure you go, check that out real quick. So, you know, uh, what people probably, know, and the first thing they're going to say, well, they don't want to pay Lamar because he black. Well, it's several different layers to it, and that's a and that's a part of it. I'm sorry, I'm letting everybody know we live, but that's a part of it. But what you got to understand, dude, there's a hierarchy. Hopefully, that's the right term I'm looking for. It's a hierarchy in this, right? Everybody is in cahoots with each other. The agents are in cahoots, with the general managers. I mean, you look at the NFL, the NBA. Who is the Lakers? Who is the Lakers GM? Former sports agent, uh, former sports agent, Mitch Kupchak, not Mitch Kupchak, Rob Pelinka. You know what I'm saying? Former, sports agent Rob Pelinka is the GM. They all work, they all know each other. The NBA, make sure the agent's good. NFL, make sure the agent's good. And the first thing you got to look here is you have a black mother representing her son. Chew on that for a minute. You had a black mother representing her son as the agent, right? And what's happening here, the agent, it plays somewhat of a bumper role. And what that mean, what the agent mean is, guess what? The agent gonna get everything they hearing from the team. They gonna filter some things out. All the terrible things they think about Lamar, they're not gonna tell Lamar. They're gonna tell him some of the concerns they got about him, but he gonna tell them the good shit and all that type of shit. That's kind of where they rolling at. But now your mom or your family member is your representation. Guess what? Everything bad they say, well, Lamar can't throw the 5-yard hitch, or we got concerns about Lamar being able to run a pro style offense, and all that shit they saying. She telling her son, she don't know how to be that filter. You know what I'm saying? She don't know how to filter out the bullshit. So everything that she hearing, she telling Lamar. So guess what? He might take a lesser deal just to get out of there because that's what they think about him. But the thing about it is that next team might feel the same way, but they might be desperate for a quarterback, and they might be like, you know what, we're gonna roll, we're gonna do it. They might feel the same way. 90% of the league might feel the same way about Lamar Jackson as Baltimore do. But he knows for sure what Baltimore is saying about him because his mother's telling him. So do you really think that the NFL is going to let a black woman that's a family member of a black quarterback broker a full guaranteed contract? No, they're not going to let that happen, bro. They're not going to let that happen. They want, agent, B to get 3%. There's a system in place. Just like in Hollywood, you hear Steve Harvey talking about how there's a system in place where how they got a system in place to keep actors broke. Well, we pay you. You got to pay taxes. You got to get with this manager, but then you got to get with this advisor. And by the time you get your check, you're getting 30%, 20% of what you really owe. So you got to keep grinding. There's a system in place. The owners pay, right? The owners pay. They pay the GM to get the deal done. The GM gonna pay his homeboy, the agent, to get paid, and then they gonna make sure Lamar get paid. Guess what? There's the broker is now his mother. So they gonna set a standard in which a black woman can get the best contract that's ever been given. Now, Deshaun Watson also got a contract, and I'm gonna speak on that. That's fully guaranteed to broker the highest paid contract in NFL history, fully guaranteed. When people say it can't be done to do a 5-year, 4 or 5-year, 6-year, fully guaranteed contract, what they say about what they tell other players? Oh, I don't need an agent to do that contract. So now what you're doing is you cutting the legs of the agents. You cutting your homeboy legs. They all in cahoots. I would love to hear a percentage breakdown of what nationality are most NFL agents, and I'm pretty sure I know what color it is. So now you're gonna have other people following that. Say, you know what? I don't need Scott Boras. I know he's a baseball agent, one I really know. Well, I don't need and across sports, I don't need a Rob Pelinka to broker my deal. Hey, my dad can broker this deal. Anybody can fucking do it. He don't need a license. I give it 3% to my mom. Matter of fact, I give my mom 10%. So now, if Lamar, a black man, strike one, with his black mother, strike two, get a fully guaranteed strike three, they can't let it happen. That's why you hear so many teams out there say, oh, Miami, oh, we not interested. Atlanta, we not interested. This team, we not interested. Then the NFL, the same NFL who colluded against Colin Kaepernick because he didn't sell out and take their money to stop telling the truth, right? You think they don't collude against Lamar Jackson? If this was Joe Burrow asking for the same contract with an agent, he would get it. But the biggest piece to this whole thing is his mother is the agent. If they can get past that, guess what they can do? They can get to the agent and say, just convince Lamar just to take a little bit less. Say this is the best deal you got. Now they can't control him. Now they don't have nobody in his ear to tell him to take a team-friendly contract. You know, and people say, well, he should. But how can I take a team-friendly contract when y'all can't give me a half-decent weaponry for me to win? Who the fuck am I throwing to other than Mark Andrews? Who am I throwing to other than Mark Andrews? Come on, tell me. Who am I throwing to other than Mark Andrews? What have y'all done? I lost Orlando Brown. Defensively, y'all was giving up double-digit leads. So if I'm going to take a team-friendly deal, I want to win like Patrick Mahomes. But you got to understand, they're not going to let no black woman, his mother, broker that type of deal. They're not. And you talking about the first two quarterbacks that get, 4 or 5 year guaranteed, fully guaranteed contracts, the first two quarters are black. Kirk Cousins had like a 2-year, 3-year guaranteed contract. It's, whatever it was shorter. Cleveland don't care. The NFL been fucking over Cleveland for years. Ain't they team in Baltimore? Ain't that the real Cleveland Browns? Or is it Indianapolis? One of the two. Okay. They already took Cleveland team. Cleveland don't have no respect for the NFL because the NFL been stepping all over Cleveland for years. And they told Cleveland, oh, you can't give him that after everything he went through. Cleveland knew the whole thing was a witch hunt, bro. Cleveland knew the whole thing was a witch hunt. Trust and believe me. Cleveland knew the whole thing was a witch hunt, bro. Everybody knew what Deshaun Watson did was a witch hunt because he wanted to leave Houston and get up out of there. And it's still a shit show. It's still a legit shit show in Houston. Why do New England Patriot executives keep getting jobs? I don't know. Or coaches keep getting jobs? I don't know. I legitimately can't call it. I can't. I can't. But it's still a shit show down there. Don't nobody want to be down there in Houston other than for the culture. Other than for the culture. That's it. But they can't say I got two fully black quarterbacks. They got two fully guaranteed contracts. And the way Lamar seen it, he got a fully guaranteed contract. I'm better than him. He never won an MVP. I got something on my face. Sorry, y'all. He never won an MVP. He never won an MVP. He never won an MVP. And when he won that MVP, they was probably better off. There's probably better off turning around and paying them. Then and there. But you know, Baltimore did the same thing with Joe Flacco. They refused to play Joe Flacco, and Joe Flacco went on a historic Super Bowl run. That's his mother. Beautiful. He went on a historic Super Bowl run, and they had to pay him more than they would have had to pay him had they just paid him up front. That's what it's about. You got a black quarterback, a black mother who was brokering a deal. They can't have that happen. The system breaks. So, of course, they call the team saying, well, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't offer. Don't pay him. We're going to butt break him. We're going to make him get an agent. He gonna keep the system intact. We can't allow them to break the system. His fight is bigger than him. Deshaun Watson, he still had an agent to break him off. Like, okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have an agent. I'm going to play y'all a little game. Lamar's on a different level. Lamar's on a different level with his black mother being an agent. And you hear people on TV like Shannon Sharp, well, you can't do that. Why would his mother be the agent? You see how they push a narrative through the media to vilify him and say what he's doing is wrong and crazy and, oh, it's not right. What the fuck is not right? I earn the money. Pay me what I owe. If Deshaun Watson get it, I can get it. Now, had you put a championship caliber team around me, I would take a more team friendly deal like Tom Brady because we constantly in it to win it. And even when Tom Brady got injured, they still won 11-5 and just missed the playoffs. But y'all not putting the things around me. And on top of that, it's toxic now because I don't have an agent there to be the buffer and filter out all the bullshit. So I'm hearing all the concerns, all the issues, all the bad, all the terrible, all the ugly, all the super ugly in my nocturnal voice that y'all have to say about me. My mother telling me everything. And this is how you really feel about me. I want out of here. And he probably going to take a lesser deal just to get the hell up out of there. That relationship is burnt. It's burnt. And with an agent, it wouldn't be as burnt. This would have been signed, sealed, and delivered because guess what? The agent would have been in his ear like the little devil on his shoulder. Oh, this is the best we can do, Lamar. And that's probably what happened. Lamar was like, man, fuck you, man. You fired. I'll get my mother to do it. If you can't do what I tell you to do, get out of here. And that's what probably happened. He got leverage. Well, Lamar quit on the team and Lamar quit and Lamar did this. So I'm not playing, go out there and playing and bust my knee. And then y'all don't want to pay me. Y'all can put me on the side of the road like a dead animal. Of course, the NFL making calls. The biggest part of this, the two biggest parts of this whole story for him not getting paid is his mother being the agent and Deshaun Watson getting that fully guaranteed contract. They can't have two black quarterbacks getting fully guaranteed contracts, being the first two to do so with this amount of length on the contract. Then you can't have a black woman do it. You just can't do it, bro. Not everybody gonna get rid of an agent. It's all one family, bro. It's the NFL versus the players. And the NFL Players Association, which they ain't shit. They ain't shit. Hear me out. They ain't nothing. I would not. You don't have to be part of the union to still get union benefits neither. I hope they do know that. I wouldn't pay them a dime. They should be giving Lamar every piece of resource they can find. And he shouldn't have to come out of pocket. They should be fighting tooth and nail. But you want to know something else? They're in the NFL back pocket too. They in the NFL pocket too. It's really the players versus the players union versus the ownership versus the agents, versus that's it. It's every 32 team owner, GM, the union, the media, and it's versus the players. And the players should all be standing up, willing for Lamar to get his money, no matter what color, what position you are. They should be fighting for this. But then again, when these TV contracts come up, when these union contracts come up, they don't even fight for their own money, bro. They'll throw their brother under the bus before they fight for guaranteed contracts. They go out here, blow all this money at the strip club, blow all this money on jewelry, be broke within 5 years after retiring. They blow all this cash out here like they made millions and millions of dollars. They living paycheck to paycheck like a motherfucker working 9 to 5. After 5 years, 7 years of retirement, you don't have lifetime. They don't fight for themselves, bro. They don't stand together as a union. They don't stand together as a brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? It's the weakest union ever. It's the weakest crop of athletes ever. They don't fight for a damn thing. All they do is throw each other on the bus. They got together one year and it was the lockout looming, and the Pouncey brothers, I think it was, and a few other veterans told these people, save your money so we can really hold our ground for this lockout. Guess what? If Jerry Jones don't make money from the NFL, yeah, it's kind of bad because he got to pay that stadium off, but Jerry got other avenues of revenue. Travis Kelce did an interview on the Pivot podcast and said early in his career he was broke in the summertime where he had to do like this dating show on I forget what TV network it was on, and that he didn't want to do because he ain't had no money. He said he was hiding from the landlord to pay his rent. This motherfucker was making millions of dollars. Just like you get your check and you bullshit it off and you handle responsibilities, they do the same thing. And like I tell you, a lot of people can't fathom being a rich slave. It is. It's wealthy slaves. Kanye West is a grand example of it. He got all that money, and when he didn't buck or jive when they said jive, or he didn't cock-a-doo when they say cock-a-doo, they froze all this shit. Just because you wealthy or you rich don't mean you got power, bro. They still control. And if people, stood in unison, bro, we have more power than anybody with resources and money. But you can't get black people to stand together. And you can't get nobody stand next to black people when you all stand together and be unified. You can't get that to happen. And the NFL is no different. The players are not on one accord, bro. They should be fighting for this, bro. Especially if you're a quarterback. You Justin Herbert, you Patrick Mahomes, whoever, even if you got your money, everybody should be looking for Lamar. It's his just duty to continue to raise the bar in the upward position. He's doing everybody a disjustice to get less than Deshaun Watson, a guy who ain't played football in over a year, some change, a guy who ain't never won a Super Bowl neither, a guy who ain't never won a Super Bowl, run an MVP neither. That's a disjustice. You always want to keep the bar moving higher and higher. Daniel Jones, Vanilla Vic got $40 million this year. He threw 17 touchdowns and 7 picks. He ain't worth 10% of that. He ain't worth 10% of that, bro. Aaron Rodgers pissed and cried. He living off one Super Bowl, bro, and 1,000 playoff chokes. He didn't have to cry for his money, bro. He didn't have to cry for his money. Josh Allen didn't have to cry for no money, bro. He didn't have to cry for it. Derek Carr got paid. He's shitty. Come on. Josh, what's going on? Southpaw Combat Sports, you gotta chop it up. Yeah, hit me up. Kobe 2K fan, salute. What up, Kobe? Trey Finesse, salute. Neutral Natural, salute. Killer Smeeze, I see you. Yeah, he said all the years I've been following dude. This is the first time I'm on this channel. I appreciate you, bro. Daniel Jones threw 15 touchdowns, about to make, it's 15. I overshot him. I'm about to make over 40 million a year. Come on, man. As soon as a Packers fan, that Aaron Rodgers contract is a bargain. And that's why he negotiated a new one with the Jets already, I believe. I think he's going to take less just to get out of there, and he could. Because there's no agent to persuade him and say, well, this is the best we can do, man. Or you're going to play it out on the tag. I'm telling you. You know, and if you save your money, and I said this the other night, if you save your money, you invest your money, you got leverage. I don't have to I don't have to jive when they say jive. If you could walk away from your profession right now and still be good, come on, man. More power. So Packers to deal him to the Jets for multiple draft picks. They paid Daniel Jones before Lamar. Wow, of course. Jordan Love is going to put up better stats than Daniel Jones next year, but the Packers probably won't pay him. Steve Smith. Steve Smith, what? That's the receiver, best receiver he had. Well, Steve, that nigga had to be old if he played over there. Damn, he had to be old. Mark Andrews, he a beast. But come on now. If he was to go to Detroit, he had better weapons than he ever had in Baltimore. Better weapons than he ever had. Mark Andrews is one piece, and he ain't Travis Kelce. So we can agree on that. What if Joe Burrow agent was white? I wouldn't say his agent was white, but he got an agent. It's a little different. He got an agent. They got to keep everybody paid on their side of the fence, bro. It's like when you go to court, right? It's like when you go to court, bro. No matter if it's a public defender. I don't know if y'all watch any court shows. I mean, I'm going to just use the one that I love watching, Better Call Saul, right? It's like when you watch Better Call Saul, like before he got banned as a defense attorney, or banned out of being a public attorney, and they banned him from the courthouse and shit for defending a drug kingpin and shit. You notice that he used to chop it up with the district attorneys all the time. The judges, is all relationships, bro. That's why if you pay this lawyer this amount of money, he can do more for you. He can get your time cut. It's a favor for a favor. In my Nas and Scarface voice, which is a classic song, it's a favor for a favor. My Mike Tyson, favor for a favor. That's what it is. You scratch my back, I scratch your back. They're all in cahoots with each other in the judicial system. Everybody in cahoots with each other except for civilian men. The women are part of the judicial system. The public defenders, the true defense attorneys, the district attorneys, the judges, the paralegals. What's the lady that typed the shit up in court? The security guard, police, and they all in cahoots. That's why you got different tiers of lawyers, bruh. And the NFL is no different. The agents in bed with the GMs, not literally, but the GMs in bed, obviously, with their bosses, the owners, and they all have owners and team and league meetings and summer league meetings. That's how they did Kaepernick. And what they was able to do, they put a couple niggas on stage at the Super Bowl to Chuck and Jive and Crip Walk and West Side, and they could have canceled that show. Because they told Snoop not to crip walk or something, and he didn't. And Jay-Z said, "Well, if Snoop can't do his thing, I ain't doing it." And they said, "Well, we need the black audience back. Our numbers are hurting." And guess what? Niggas forgot about Kaepernick. So it's gonna take a very rebellious NFL franchise or some compromise on Lamar and his mother's end, to make this happen. That's just what it's going to boil down to. It's going to take a hell of a compromise or NFL team to come in, like Cleveland. Like I told y'all, Cleveland with Deshaun Watson, they said, fuck the NFL, bro. They already took our original team away and then gave us back a team. They've been shitting on Cleveland for years. They've been shitting on Detroit for years. It's to tell you what you think about Jacksonville. They let a minority owner, the only minority owner in the NFL, own the Jacksonville Jaguars. Just like the NBA. The NBA don't care about 90% of the teams. They don't. They care about where guys like LeBron at. They care about Boston, LA, and that's really it. The NBA is perfectly fine with not having parity, bro. He said Daniel Jones is a college quarterback. He's natural. Also say hope Lamar Jackson win the championship next. Of course, they all should be pushing for Lamar in the league because guess what? If I can get it, then Burrow and Herbert can get it. But they don't have no spines, man. Terrell Williams, a dual threat, the quarterback deserve guaranteed money. It's like playing two positions. And if you look over at National Football League, over 50% of the league could be considered dual threat. I can name them off. Aaron Rodgers, he older, but he could be considered a dual threat. Justin Fields could be considered a dual threat. You want to say Desmond Ridder, the quarterback of the Atlanta Falcons, he could be considered a dual threat. Then you got Daniel Jones, Vanilla Vick could be considered a dual threat. Jalen Hurts a dual threat. Dak Prescott could be considered a dual threat. That's 6. Kyler Murray makes 7. I won't say Trey Lance, the quarterback over there yet, but Geno, I mean, we can leave Geno out of it. Lamar's still around. You could say Joe Burrows can run too. Wouldn't call him a dual threat. But that's 8. That's 8. Deshaun Watson make 9. Trevor Lawrence make 10. Josh Allen 11. Who else we got out there? Patrick Mahomes can run. Justin Herbert can run. That's 13. Russell Wilson can run if you still consider him a quarterback. That's 14. And it's about 32 teams in the league. That's 14 quarterbacks that I can count of. And that's before we add Bryce Young, CJ Stroud. You know what I'm saying? That's not including Geno Smith. That's not including whoever, the Raiders get as their quarterback. Ryan Tannehill can run. That give you 15. Kenny Pickett can move a little bit. That can give you 16. So half the league is dual threat quarterbacks. So be considered that. Same scenario on smaller scale happened to Chris Douglas Robinson. He fired his agent and hired his friend. Exactly. They don't want you to break up that hierarchy, bro. But they don't have a problem breaking up the hierarchy when it comes to men and women. A white ball, basic. It's what it is. It's a white ball. He fighting against the system. And then they can't use character concern because he ain't been a character concern. They can say some tweets that he said about some people. Forget them. I can say what I want to say on my Twitter. NFLPA gave EA the exclusive license to make NFL video games. There you go right there. Then again, there. The NFLPA is the NFL, in my opinion. Let's just say allegedly. They are the NFL. DeMaurice Smith is a whipping boy. That's why I didn't watch this interview on the Pivot podcast. NFLPA rather add extra games than have guaranteed. Exactly. And that's who you pay your union fees to, bro. You out your mind. I opt the hell out. I opt out. The franchise tag shouldn't exist, Chris Smith. Another good one, especially for running backs. How you gonna tag me after paying 5 years, bro? And you can tag me again. You can have me for 7 years. The average NFL career is 2.5. That's crazy, bro. Ronaldo, salute. JK, salute. Of course, there's a double standard, but what he's doing is radical, bro. It's breaking up it'll break up everything, bro. Everybody but the players are in cahoots with each other. Why they don't like Chris Paul, bro? A lot of people don't like Chris Paul in the league. I'm gonna take it a step further. They say because he in bed with ownership. That's against the union law. As a union brother, you can't get in there and swap out and make deals with owners. That's like Colin Kaepernick and them taking the money from the owners to stop talking about racial equality, bro. They tried to buy Kaepernick out. But what Kaepernick underestimated was black people. Black people will forget and forgive as soon as they start seeing somebody chucking jive on that stage. Boycotts don't never last. What I'm telling you, when I found out boycotts never was shit. I'm gonna tell you when I found out when boycotts wasn't shit. is when gas got up to $4 a gallon in 2007 or 8 when I was in high, right around high school time. 2007, I think it got up to $4. It might have got a little bit higher than 4. And they said everybody on the radio, the internet it was bigger, but it wasn't as big as it is now. They say, you know what? We're not gonna buy gas on Tuesday or Wednesday or Monday or some shit like that, right? And I'm like, cool. I'm gonna fill up the day before. You know what I'm saying? I worked at Kroger's, had some money. I'm gonna fill up. And I seen more people at the gas station the day we were supposed to boycott than on a regular day. And I said, just boycotts. I don't. They just don't work. They just don't work. People, you got to understand, man. People don't stick together, bro. For the grand scheme of things, the Asians will keep their money in their community. The Amish will keep their money amongst that on a smaller scale. Yes, but boycotts don't work, bro. And when black people boycott, they want to start burning down their own communities, bro. They don't go out to the suburbs and burn their shit down, which is the craziest shit throughout history. Trey say Lamar's the best quarterback in the league. If he went to a team that would have legit shot to win, they would have made him the face of the league. If he wins, NFL don't want to do that. I mean, shit. Look at Marshawn Lynch. They didn't want to say they didn't want to give him the MVP and say I'm going to Disney World. They didn't want to do it for Jalen Hurts neither. They'd rather have Russell Westbrook, Russell Wilson be the face of the NFL, that Super Bowl, instead of winning. They probably told him, don't get that ball to Marshawn Lynch. He don't want to speak to the media, which he had a great reason for not speaking to the media. He said, I did an article in Buffalo, I believe, and somebody, misquoted me, and I don't want to speak to the media. And I don't want to speak to the media. Exactly. That's what everybody missing about this whole thing with Lamar Jackson is his mother being the agent. If it was Patrick Mahomes' mama, they probably wouldn't have a bigger. It'd probably be an issue. Still wouldn't be a bigger issue. I'm telling y'all, bro. They don't want black people to have no power, bro. They don't want black people to wake up and find out who they are. The first step to that is black people working together, black people sticking together, black people being close as they was to slavery. That's the one thing. That's the good thing slavery brought. You had to depend on thy brother and thy sister. When they say, you know what, we gonna disband, get rid of, abolish slavery to cripple the South and all that type of shit. They said one of the first things we gotta do is remove the black man from the houses, break up black families. That was in slavery. One of the things when the slaves get close together, you know what I'm saying? What's the first thing they did? Start selling their children off to break up the family. And they said, we got to find a way, man. They got Martin Luther King, and they said, towards, before he died, Martin Luther King had figured out that he was wrong to do desegregation. They said he found out that he was dead wrong about that Malcolm X was right. And even when you think about it, Malcolm X and Martin Luther King couldn't even get together and stick together and be on the same accord. They had two different philosophies, but the same goal, which that's where they got the X-Men from. That's where Professor X came from, and that's where Magneto came from. That's what they wrote off that. I'm not going to get into how they continue to make a bunch of money off our culture and off our stories. But even them two niggas couldn't stick together. And Malcolm was right, but Malcolm was right. You can't fight hate with hate. I know it sounds, soft. You can't fight hate with hate. Nobody gonna win. I believe love is the key. I hate to say that, but he did figure out that that he was wrong. That we should have had our own communities, our own water fountain, our own movie theaters, because the board was never gonna be equal. He said, Killer Smee say Scarface went crazy on A Favor is a Favor, super underrated song. It definitely was. A favor for a favor. Yeah, Nas kind of got aggressive on that. Kind of, Scarface kind of got him a little aggressive on that. Salute. Even Michael Vick told Lamar to take less. Come on, man. They give you a second chance. They gave Michael Vick. No, even Michael Vick told Lamar Jackson. I'm glad you brought that up, King Dad. Dan. Even Lamar Jackson, he even told Lamar Jackson that he should play on a fucked up knee. And RG3 had to say, oh, no, you don't. Michael Vick, you wrong. You know, when them white people bail you out and they give you a opportunity on TV again, they've been bought out Michael Vick. They've been butt break that ass. And I love Michael Vick. And I understand shit. You know, you want to get on with your life. You want to get on with your life. They sure was sitting on Cleveland, man. I seen it first. And of course they was. But guess what? When you take somebody's team and give it somewhere else, Cleveland don't care, bro. They like Detroit. They like Detroit. They treat us the same way, bro. They give something to they do good, but I do right by Philadelphia. They'll do right by Baltimore by giving them a team. They'll do right by Indianapolis. They'll do right by Minnesota. But when it comes to Cleveland, Detroit, Jacksonville, I really can't say Minnesota, no disrespect. But when it comes to them type of markets, bro, they do the same thing. That's why the bad boys had to take championships, and they still made sure Michael Jordan won. I went through this the other night. They put flagrants and texts in there to protect Michael Jordan. They don't tell you the whole story of Michael Jordan. Forget that Air movie. Let's tell the real story about Michael Jordan, bro. All the superstar calls and the crime you see LeBron do, Michael was doing it first. But Michael was so financially good for everybody else that you couldn't really bat an eye. He took the league to a level that they never thought he can go to. If Lamar go to the Jets, I'm gonna be a fan again. Well, that look like it's gonna be Aaron Rodgers, buddy. He said Ritter a dual threat to who will be a backup. Well, at the end of the day, that's their quarterback right now. They cut Marcus Mariota, so I'm assuming that's gonna be their quarterback next year. So sorry for me assuming. If it's another quarterback on there that's better than him, let me know. I don't really follow the Falcons like that. He held them players weak and the union is compromised. Of course it is. Every union is compromised, bro. I remember I found that out. I had got in trouble when I worked at GM, right? They gonna lay us off anyway. So this chick, they sent two chicks back on our and I'm gonna read your super chat in a minute, Dana. They sent two chicks in the back to be agents, basically, to spy on everything we was doing in the back, right? So I get into it one this chick. I didn't care. So I cussed her out, and the guy was like, you got to get the fuck out, and you gone. I'm like, bro, I already got another job. I don't need y'all unemployment. F you. You know what I'm saying? So they brought me back. They wanted to have a meeting, and apparently they was laying people off, and they wanted to cut as many permanent people as they can. They asked me, do you have any dirt on anybody that's dirty in the back? And I said, hell yeah. And the reason I did that is because, all right, so I got threw out, right? So they threw me out. Like I said, I wasn't tripping. As soon as they threw me out, I went shopping. You know, my money was right. And I'm about to go to New York and shit from trip. So my money was right. So I ain't trip about it. So I wasn't expecting him to call me back because I had got a new job. So I wasn't tripping. But he called me back. He said, well, I want to meet with you in person. So I'm like, cool, fuck it. How I come? I got to get my last check, and they fucked up my previous check. So I'm getting my check right. Whoop-de-whoop. So he sent me down. So he says, well, yeah, everybody in the back tells me that you're the problem, right? And everybody vouches for the bitch, Wanda. So I'm like, okay. For one, everybody talks shit about Wanda. And I know he wasn't lying. Everybody talks shit about Wanda, right? Two, they some hoe ass niggas back there, and most of them, I don't even get into it. So I'm like, yeah, I tell you, nigga. Woo. So I told the nigga, I ain't give a fuck. Like I said, I didn't expect to get my job back anyway. So I'm like, man, I ain't give a fuck, man. They weak. So apparently they gave me the job back. They moved me to another section. They gave me the money. Niggas was acting fake when they see me again or whatever. Like, oh man, I'm glad you fake ass niggas. So they let me check whatever. So one of the dudes came up and asked me. Like he said something. He was like the union leader or whatever. I told the nigga exactly what happened. And he said, well, Mike, man, he said, right. He said, Mike, well, I heard you selling out union members. Right in front of me. And I ain't give a fuck. Like I said, I ain't need the job. Should I tell you who, what, where, why, and why? Fuck them niggas, man. Like I said before, that's why I don't believe in teamwork for real. I don't believe in a crowd over. I don't believe in rolling with niggas over four people. I don't. I don't believe in driving a car with more than 3 people. You can't trust people, bruh. And the same people that want to be in your face and be your boys. Ain't no union, ain't no camaraderie, ain't none niggas is fake, bruh. They fake. And I'll guarantee you the players, and I'm gonna say this shit, is some real shit, bro. The players that want Lamar to get the money, I guarantee you, I hate to say this, I guarantee you a higher percentage of them is probably white than they is black. I guarantee you. I think the percentage of players that want to see Lamar get the bag, I think a lot of them, a lot percentage wise, but you got to understand the league is 80-85% black and probably 15, 20-ish, 10% white or other. Let's say that. Right? So I think it's a larger percent of that 15 to 20% or 10 to 20% that want to see him win than the brothers do. I know how it work, bro. The niggas like, man, I hope you don't get it like that. I hope you don't get it. Hope you don't get it. Dana say, I'm a Raven season. I'm sorry, Dana, it took so long. I'm a Raven season ticket holder. Trust me, the Ravens have no problem raising ticket prices because fans want to see Lamar play football. And you're right about that. And I think it's other people in their ear to say this can't happen. Now they might sit down and say, well, we'll give you this agent. Say this agent did the deal and we can move forward. Appreciate the super chat. I do think that can happen. I'm sorry, I got my sound bar today. I gave you a sound. I gotta put some more sounds on there. So true, bro. It's the system. Lamar is not playing the game they want. You don't have an agent, so we will not give you a fully game. And like I said, he might have an agent. And the agent is the guy that's in your ear that's able to kind of like somebody you trust, somebody who gave you money before you signed the contract and gave you money to work out and shit. Somebody that it becomes like your brother. So guess what? We didn't wooed you, we didn't finesse you, we didn't, we cool. And I can kind of say, well, just take this, and this is what they offer. It's the best we can get. And you be like, all right, man, all right, rich dog, I got you. I trust you. And that's why. And Russell Wilson did the same thing. Like, man, F my agent. Lamar did the same thing. Like, I don't like what you're talking. They like an agent. They literally like a NFL agent in their ear. If you catch what I'm saying, I'm not saying like an actual agent. Russell got his money too. I mean, like an agent, like infiltrator. Tua can run if he wants. Yeah, he can. Tyler Huntley to back up. He nice. Integration destroyed the black community, and it did. Martin Luther King said that integration is like moving into a burning house. You can't fight with love either. That's the only option to fight with love. It's the only way. Because hate with hate you just destroy shit. That's what you're seeing with Rodney King riots. That's what you're seeing with Detroit riots. And if you don't do nothing, hate still win. That's what you get in New Orleans. That's what you get in Jackson, Mississippi with the water. That's what you get with Flint with the water. So doing nothing does nothing. I mean, it's a touchy subject, bro. Yeah, hey. I'm a firm believer that everything happened for a reason. Gracefulness is the key, and that's very may well be true. He said they had a heat for Michael, had Vic for long, and they butt broke him, bro. They broke him, and I ain't mad at Michael Vick for that, bro, because his boys let Michael Vick down. The people that you roll with, you ain't never supposed to let the money man go down. Never. So if my own people let me down, come on, man. And these people wouldn't have let me up, give me an opportunity, make some money. He said he was dead broke, bro. He said T.I. had to loan him like $500K. And T.I. didn't ask what, when, why, when you going to pay it back or nothing. So they could talk shit about T.I., And I don't think T.I. really spoke on it until Michael Vick spoke on it. So T.I. once said, well, I gave Vick this. He said T.I., he asked him what he needed. He said, man, I'm fucked up. He said T.I. gave him $500K. And didn't say what you needed for, gave it to him. Gave it to him. Appreciate this cash app from GK. Appreciate you, bro. Always showing love in the cash app. I just looked at my phone. You know. You know. So what it is, he said, man, it's crazy. I was at the Bears and Browns preseason game, and not a damn soul in the stadium cared about the game. Everybody was talking shit, getting drunk together. Yeah, Mariota got cut. Yeah. Yeah, I said, yeah, hell yeah. He said, Dana back in the super chats. Appreciate it. He said the Ravens team value went up $2 billion since Lamar joined the Ravens. So pay him $78K in that stadium every Sunday. That's crazy. I didn't know they value raised up like that. You know what? He fits the demographic in Baltimore. And I'm surprised how well he's acclimated to the weather there too. But then again, when he in Louisville, I'm pretty sure it get cold. I think it do get cold there. I drove through Louisville, man. You could drive through Louisville for some few hours, dude. It's a big city, dude. Square miles. It's a big city for sure. Yeah, Louisville, low key big as hell, bro. I done drove through there and Lexington. Yeah, but I drove through there and Lexington, dog. This is pretty big. But yeah, man, I didn't know that. Lamar is one of my favorite players. Needs to get paid. The game that Lamar plays against the Ravens, he might turn into the devil himself. He said, "I summon everything I have to stick it to them." But then again, you got to understand, man. You can't, with revenge. At the end of the day, bro, the energy you put out is the energy you get back, bro. So that's one thing that you kind of got to think about too. When you talk about, just trying to go out your way. A lot of times you try to go out your way to prove a point or to dish out malice or whatever. But like I always say, bro, you might, your payback, you might not never see your payback or your vengeance or whatever. I won't say vengeance. You might not never see your payback, bro. Trust me. Somebody suffering right now for all the bullshit that they done. Believe me, somebody right now suffering right now for something they done to you. They suffer right now for it. So I believe that the energy that the things that you put in their life, I think that's what you get back. I really do believe that. I really do believe in that. And like I said, we may not, feel like we do a lot of good or we do a lot of, maybe do a lot of philanthropy, you do a lot of giving back, but I feel that you get it back, bro. I think you do get the energy you get back. So I think the team doctor tried to force him to play. He said, no, of course they did, bro. It's all the system. You know how they said how they did two Attack of the Warrior? And they was kind of like, well, and the doctor was the fall guy. And the doctor was the fall guy, y'all. That would, man, come on, man. Everybody in that organization know that they was trying to get Tua to play. Once again, I chime in on this too. You know how they talking about, well, we don't know if Tua gonna play or not. Verse in the playoff game, man, they really wanted to play Tua, bro. They really wanted to play Tua, bro. Trust me. They really wanted to play Tua. But what happened was they couldn't. They couldn't. Because the NFL called and told them, nah, y'all can't play him. That's what happened. They said, no, y'all can't play him. When he was injured, he tried to give him a pain shot. Of course, they all in cahoots with each other. In fact, MJ, you might as well say MJ was good for business. Even though I'm a Ravens fan, I'm glad Lamar didn't try to play hurt in the playoff. Well, that's what happened to Chris. That's what happened with RG3. Remember, he tried to play, in the playoff game where Seattle with a bum leg. He was tearing them up. And he got injured again. His career is never the same. Happened to Detroit with Grant Hill. And it ain't never worth that, bro. Your career. It ain't never worth that. For real. Let me move on. He said money, Mule never supposed to take the fall. And I don't know. I don't even believe in going to jail for other niggas fools, but about to hit the cash app. I appreciate it. I'm gonna check real quick. I mean, yeah. I mean, in that situation, if you know the person that's feeding the families, you know, you can't rat them out. You understand when you standing around. Let's just say I hate to use him as an example, but I don't. Let's say you standing around John Moran. He said, "Well, you know, this gun. I need you to take the rap for this gun. I'm gonna make sure you got a lawyer, everything good, and you know, get the best deal you can. I'll make sure you're good when you get out." I mean, I feel that that's already a spoken rule, you know, before you start hanging around a guy like that. I feel like that's what's understood. Don't need to be, you know, explained. That's how I feel. Appreciate. I think that was JK. Appreciate you, bro. Super Cash App. That's what I feel. He said, "Well, I said that CJ, they're not going to give Cleveland, Detroit that respect because both cities within the Midwest, both cities is not really destinations for the league. I feel that the Atlanta Hawks is a great destination and great ambassador. I feel that the Bullets, well, the Wizards now was great ambassadors for the league, but they don't care about it. They don't. Yeah, let Atlanta have an all-star game, but they don't really like push them like that, bro. And they should. And I'm talking about the NBA per se. You know, but yeah, they don't. That's why I say Detroit is a great opportunity for Lamar Jackson. They don't respect us already. They don't care about us. They fucked us over in a lot of different calls throughout the years. Why not? You know, that's just me. And maybe I'm being an optimist. I know it won't happen, but I would. It's a great fit for him. He was here riding the electric scooters. You know, I'm pretty sure y'all got them scooters where you can slide your car. He was here in Detroit. It's a video of him riding an electric scooter downtown. This man, you know, the demographic in Ford Field would definitely change with Lamar Jackson. That's where the Lions play at. It'll definitely change at Ford Field for sure. Now they're getting a lot of money. They're gonna make the money right back, but teams that the league don't respect, like Cleveland, Detroit, you can do that. They don't respect Cleveland and Detroit at all. And I'm kind of glad that LeBron kind of came back and I'm glad LeBron came back and I'm glad that he came back and won a championship in Cleveland despite Dan Gilbert. Now, I remember I used to go to a barbershop, you know, with a dude, and he lived right behind Dan Gilbert. You know, he had nothing bad to say about him though. Maybe he was just angry. But you know, they said two people tell the truth, kids and drunks. Daniel Jones or somebody that's angry too. Daniel Jones, what he did to get those millions, he's a white Justin Fields. Well, Justin Fields, you know, he had the weaponry though. And then, you know, here comes Saquon Barkley, who don't get half of that. Getting tagged. They can give him a deal, don't get half of that money. He get $10 million, and he the reason why that man get the money. Just like Derrick Henry, he the reason why Ryan Tannehill get the money. Say you're right, but I don't think of it as revenge. More proven he can be a passer. Yeah, I agree. He said Trey, Troll, Young. I mean, he got to learn how to share the ball. He got to learn to be defensive, you know, but we'll see. But Atlanta's a great destination. That's, you know, for players. And that's the only games that I be seeing that it be predominantly black crowd too, consistently. I say this about Chocolate City though, DC. They don't none of them guys around there that I know. I know like one guy, and I don't know a lot of people down there. They do not support their local teams, bro. And the Washington football team or the Commanders, they got a hell of a legacy. Not of late, but they had a hell of a legacy. But they don't support shit. Corey Lee don't fuck with nothing down there in DC. He don't fuck with the Wizards. He don't fuck with the Commanders. He a Dolphins fan. He don't mess with the college teams or nothing. A lot of them brothers down there, man, they do not mess with DC sports. Jared Goofy is not the answer for the Lions. They think he is. He gonna get paid pretty soon too. He gonna get his $55-60 million. I tell Lions fans, he got to pay somebody. Saquon should have never took the franchise tag. Would you? I mean, you don't have a choice but to take the franchise tag. You don't have a choice. You don't have a choice. You know, you have to take. You have. You ain't nothing you can do about it. Now they still can work towards a long-term deal for Saquon Barkley. Yeah, they still can work towards a long-term deal. He still possibly can get his money. But him playing in New York, you probably gonna make a lot of that money off endorsements. You know, and I wonder if he hit the free market with somebody that paid him. Most people say, well, he probably would have went to Chicago, you know what I'm saying, somewhere like that. But you know, he in the most fan-friendly market. Look at Sauce Gardner. You know, we got a documentary coming out about Detroit, and you know, he got his own sauce at Buffalo Wild Wings. It's just the power of New York City, the media market. It's just bananas, bro. It's bananas. So I don't get how do Detroit get to the Final Four in the next couple, get the Final Four next couple of years in the NFL draft, but they can't get the All-Star game. They saying Detroit don't have enough hotels near little cities, and I agree with that. That's just an excuse. Downtown, they got to continue to expand downtown, bro. And I will say that I thought about them putting a mall down there. They got to do more. Downtown Detroit is just too. It is too light. It is too light, bro. But they just don't want to do the All-Star game here. But they got to do more to expand downtown. It's a lot of vacant buildings they could turn into hotels quick down there. I mean, they gotta do more. They need an attraction down there. They got the hotels. You know, I mean, too bad that the whole situation happened with 9/11 and all that stuff with going across the border and shit. But they do gotta do more downtown, and you know, and there's a lot of shit they gotta do around the city, but around downtown they gotta do more. I think a mall down there, security gotta continue to ramp up. It's dangerous too down there, bro. I don't even like going down there. I used to go down there when I was younger, but it's real dangerous, especially the Greek Town part of stuff. You gotta remember stuff, you know, Piece of Pop is no longer in Greek Town no more. I don't think Five Guys in Greek Town no more. So they gotta do a lot of cleaning up downtown, bro. And they got a lot of renovating. You know, it's all mushed in. You can pretty much walk anywhere down there, but it's a lot of renovating and a lot of stuff they got to do down there. And they do got to expand it. Like I said, I thought a mall would be nice down there, but like I said before, I understand why they wouldn't do that. I understand why they wouldn't do that. Corey Lee Boxing, we back with another. Be go subscribe my brother Corey Lee Boxing. Neutral Natural, you say cool. Support the channel. Cash App $sign CJ Good 313. Did you ever play the Dragon Ball games in PS? Yeah, I did. I even played the one on PS1. It was in Japanese though when I was in Charlotte, but yeah, my cousin had it. Man, High Rosie cheap. He said high rise is cheap in Detroit, but unfortunately it's Detroit. Who gonna stand in high rise, bro? That's a great question. Like I would not stand a whole if I didn't have to. Like financially, if I had to, you know, I guess I would have to tough it out at an apartment in Detroit, but I would never stay in an apartment in Detroit. Maybe downtown. Maybe if that should get expensive. If I'm gonna stay in a hotel, if I'm gonna stay in a high rise apartment downtown, I'd just rather go out to like Royal Oak or some shit like that. Southfield. You might as well go get a condo. But I would never stay in an apartment in Detroit, bro. Like if I financially had to, then hey. You know, downtown, hell no. All that shit expensive downtown. All that downtown shit expensive. Now they shot all that up. Yeah, no. Unless you got Section 8. You know, niggas don't get that. Detroit need a big boxer car and not showbox. They cars be banging when they do them at the Motor City Soundboard. Them shits be having plenty of women there for sure. Easy, what's going on? Plenty of women there. Detroit got some great suburbs, though. That's why a lot of people stick around this whole, man. You talking about Royal Oak, Birmingham, Southfield, Lathrop Village. I mean, if you want to go to Livonia, you can. You know, Northville, Novi. That's what's really carrying Detroit right now, bro. Honestly. And they tearing shit down in the city and shit like that. But man, you know, when I get my opportunity, bro, I'm gone. The property just so cheap here, dude, that you just want to take a chance on it. But you know, if you don't take a chance on it, $54,000 house be a $500,000 house. You're like, damn, I should have got it. Damn, I should have got it. They recently revealed the Takashi fourth after 60. I heard that. Yeah, I think I heard somebody on Twitter talking about that. We used to play them on I used to play the one. Ah man, what's the one me and my roommate used to play that shit in college? The one where Kid Boo was fucking unstoppable in that motherfucker, dude. I'm gonna ask him which one it was. I beat him one time I beat him one time in that game. He was good at fight games though. I only was actually good at Tekken. That's it. I was only good at Tekken. Cleveland real estate sucks. I'm gonna give me a house out there in the burbs and some. Yeah, I mean, what's the suburb with a mall at? I forgot the name. It's a mall out there. What's the suburbs I was out there? It's not too far from a Cheesecake Factory. I forget the name of that town, bro. Yeah, Budokai 3. That's what it was. Budokai 3. Yo, these beat the shit out of my ass with Kid Boo, bro. But yeah, y'all got the same problem we got. Y'all insurance high, car insurance high as hell. Yeah, all right, we was it's no fault, but shit, it ain't too much cheaper. For real. Kid Boo was a killer spammer. He said west side or east side of Cleveland. I can't remember what it was. I forget the name of that mall, bro. Had Chick-fil-A in there. Had a couple stores, and there wasn't shit flamboyant. Was it Lincoln Heights? I can't remember what it was. Man, I can't remember where I was at, man. It was something. It was right outside of there. Yeah, Chick-fil-A in there. It was a suburb for sure. I forget where I was at. I forget the name. It was so long ago, bro. We were supposed to go to a Browns game a few years ago. We didn't end up going though. My boy copped out on my ass though. But hey, that's all I have for y'all tonight, man. I wasn't even gonna go live, but I seen this and I was like, you know what, man, I'm gonna go ahead and cook up on this real quick, man. So appreciate y'all, man. This will be on my podcast in the morning on Anchor at 6 in the morning, by Spotify 7 in the morning. Everywhere else, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music. I mean, Google, Stitcher, Castbox. You know, if you do get a chance to listen to it on the podcast, I appreciate it if you rate the podcast, give it a review. It'll still be on YouTube, NFL playlist, NFL live playlist. Peace.